So yeah, welcome back to the stream. So we're gonna solve some pointer program, pointer with function, pointer with arrays. So let's start with our coding day today. This stream gonna be of 2 and 2 plus hours. So yeah, let's start. Let's start with our first program, which is swapping number swapping number values to the other using pointers in a circular motion, in a circular, you know. So I'll explain all for x equals 5 and y is equals 7 and z is equal 10. So what I'm gonna do is in this program, I'm gonna swap these numbers. So swapping, swapping will be done and x will be equal to 10, y will be equal to 5 and z will be equal to it. Well, you can see that this 5 moved to y, y's value moved to uh, uh, y value moved to z, and z's value moved to the x, which is 10. So yeah, this is the program we're gonna solve. So let's start. I forgot to mention using pointers. Uh, I'm gonna define some values, which will be a 5, y will be 7, uh, z will be a 10, and I'm gonna initialize some pointers also, and pointer p and a pointer c. And I'm gonna assign values to them. So a is equal to the address of x, b is equal to the address of y, and c equals the address of z. So yeah, now I'm gonna do the swapping. So it's very easy to swap. Just have to think in logic. I'll initialize another value over here, which will be int temp, which hold my value temporarily. So let's start. So put my x value inside uh temp. So it will be uh a pointer a. So I have initialized this address to the temp. Now the address of a is empty. So now I can put the value of z to a. So yeah, I'll put the value of z to a, which will be pointer c. Then now c is empty. So I'm gonna put the value of y to z. So it would be value of b to c. So pointer c is equal will hold the value of pointer b. So now pointer b is empty. So as for the first we have declared 5. Now it must go over here to 7 in place of 7. So yeah, it should be 5. So I assign person b is equal to the temp. So yeah, that's the code. Um, let's print. We'll now print the things. Uh, x So x is equals to the percent d, which will be percent percentage a, or you can place anything randomly. I don't know if it is correct to put a. Yes, so let's copy it them. In the values, it should be y, and will be b, c, and z. Z. So yeah, this is the code. So I'm gonna run and see. Zero board. Okay, as you can see, actually, okay, wait, let me change this. I have to put a printf, sorry, slash n in place of everyone just to make it look nicer. Compile. See, as you can see the values x, y, and 7. So yeah, this is a pointer program used for swapping. Now I'm gonna do some mathematical calculations using these functions and pointers. So let me run this. So yeah, the question is uh, calculate area of circle, then area of rectangle, and area of a square. Area of square, which is square. So I have to find these three areas. So conditions are using pointers and functions. So this is the question. I have to find find the area. Okay, so let's start the code. So initialize value, which will be what? How? See, I would need a radius for circle, and height and width for the triangle. Area of triangle I would need I think so that's height and width. What was the formula? Forgot the formula. Let me research about that. Okay, yeah, half multiplied by base multiplied by height. So yeah, it's very easy. Just have to solve things out. So let's start with circle. So I initialize the function over here. I do divide circle, then yeah, then I will use a void rect, which is a rectangle having big short, and a void try. So yeah, these are my three functions. So I initialize, have to find radius for to find radius. So I'll name it short radius and I have to find rect height and rect width, and I have to also try height and try width. You have to find this. I bet I'll initialize them as float. So, yeah, this is the initialized part. Now I'll also initialize uh, float to initialize that it as like a uh, result of result of the circle, result of the triangle, and result of the rect. It's a rectangle. So yeah, my initialization is done now. So just ask for the user inputs. Enter radius for the circle, which will be given by the user. I won't set it, scanf, and which will be percent d, not a percent d, sorry, a percent half. And here, I have to pass on the address of radius. Now, for personal readability, I'll use slash n for both the areas, not the both areas, limit one area. Print as. So now I will ask for the base and height for the triangle. Okay, so just have to repeat these things, right? Oh, yeah. Wait, let me initialize this. Uh, enter height, enter height for triangle. No, I'll start from rectangle, and I'll use the scanf, which will be a person. Uh, now I have initialized the rect height, you can say that h, and I just copy this. Sorry guys, I have got cold a little bit. My voice will be a little bit shaky. Okay, yeah. So I just had a slash n height and width of rectangle. I'll say W. Okay. Oh, oops. I've just pasted something. Okay. I pasted some width. Okay, okay. So remove this. Wait. Let's remove this. I mistakenly pasted it. W. So just Control C, yeah. Now I'll ask for the user input for the triangle. Enter, enter height for triangle, and it will be a triangle. Hey, as per I have named it, and we'll go to over here. I'll just paste it again. Enter space for triangle. Should be a try and a B. No, B. Okay, that's the W. I just make it RI. No base. Okay, now I got it. So I'll just park it. So give me a minute. I'll come without a minute. I'll use the restroom and come. Yeah, I'm back. So what I was speaking about is to pass on these values to their respective function. So the circle one I'll pass is and I'll pass this. I won't use a void, sorry, not to use a void away. It would be on the rectangle. Yeah, only sorry, not rectangle. It's a radius, only the radius and the I'll and the result circle. I just have to pass this variable. Yeah, done for the circle. Now it's uh, so after getting some values as rack h and rack w, and our try we will have try, which we'll have is try I. That's try a. Oh yeah, this is the thing. Now I have passed on that. Now let's work on the function below. So let's start with void circle. Let's already circle. Well, let's work on the function circle. Yeah, now okay, so Now I'll work. I'll pass on the values over here, which will be it is an int, right? That's an int radius. So int r not a int, sorry, it's not a int, it's a float. So float r and a float pointer, like now I see why I'm using a pointer. See, I'll convert this address of that pointer. So yeah, sorry, I have to pass on the address over here of that. I have to pass on the address. Okay, so even here also I have to pass on the addresses. So it would be a result by passing on the addresses because I'm working with the pointers now. It would be a result track. Now I have passed on the addresses. Now I'll use a pointer. So I can name it anything. So I'll just name it C. Now I'm working with pointers. So now let's work with the formula. Uh, circle. So I'll initialize it as area. Okay, so area is equal to that's pi r square. Area of circle is pi r square. So pi's value is 3.14 multiplied by pi r we have already given. So initialize r and the square. So square is usually r multiplied by r. And yeah, that is it. Void circle is done. Now let's move on to void rect. Now I will assign two values which will be a float and okay, I'm not naming them in for your reference. It will be a height and a width. So one height and a width and and the height and a width and I have passed on the address. I have to use the pointer. So I can name it anything. So I'll name it an R because I'm keeping those names based on the uh, shapes for ladder. So now what's the formula? It's basically height multiplied by width. So area is equals to uh wait. Not area. I don't have to initialize area. Sorry guys, no area using won't use help is to initialize it to the pointer. Yes. So I'll initialize pointer as the area. Okay, yeah. Initialize initialize pointer as an area. So area and also over here I will initialize it as area. What I have to just initialize this and I have to put a pointer in front. And what is the formula? I multiply by breadth, so it will be h times width. Sorry, height not width, it's a breadth. Height multiplied by breadth. I'll name it as width for now. I don't care. So then I pass it on to the main loop, main program. Sorry. So now let's work on the try. Try is passing three variables, which is a float. I'll call it a base. Or does it pass a base? First, it's passing a height, and it's passing a base, and pointer result. So I'll name it address of a result track. So I'll name it as area again. So that's the smartest move you can do. It is very simple. And I'll start area is equals to the uh, 0.5 means it's a half. 0.5 uh, plus breadth multiplied by height. Is it that bit? It's a plus. So is it a plus? No, it's not a plus. It's multiplication. Uh, multiply by, sorry, multiply by breadth multiply by the height. So yeah, it was the area. For now, in the main program, let's come in the main program. I'll just print out the uh addresses which I have passed on. So area of circle will be equal to the result. Result. What's that? Result circle, right? Yeah, real circle. Just another print. Okay, forgot to put a slash on. Okay, which percentage is also missing. Area of a rectangle selection that will be the result of a rack and in printf uh, so slash n the area of triangle equal to the percent d slash n should be equal to the result of try. Okay, so yeah, the code is done. Check. Oh, so I have to pass on this float. I have passed on one value, not one value, two values. Just for the pointer. Oh, yeah. Again, a float I have passed, another float I have passed. So another float I have passed. This was a pointer, I guess. And over here I have passed another float, another float. It was also a pointer. Yeah, so I think so. Yeah, this is okay. That's some pretty big errors. Oh, this. Wait, let me first study for it's in the scanner. It's in the scanner. Wait. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Oh, let me die. Okay. Oh, again. So yeah, I have currently. Okay, that other error was giving me. I use a percentage over here. It's not illegal to use percentage. So yeah, now it is correct, I guess. Okay, a small error which is declaration of a specific token which is in void array. I have to initialize it as a array, sorry, as a pointer array. What could be? It's a pointer. I haven't initialized any data type, I guess. I was correct. I have to pass on the. Oh no, there is a data type version. Okay, here over here, there's no data type. What float? Uh, float. Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay, over here also a float. So yeah, now it should be working. It's okay. So enter with it's a radius of this circle for the circle which I'll say 7.01 rectangle. I would say the height is it should be uh height should be at least a 4.010 and say the width for the rectangle should minimally be 7.82. Height for the triangle should be very big. So I'll say at least a 12.63 and the base should be much bigger. So I'll keep it as the half of that. It will be 3 and 0. So yeah, that's it. The area of a circle is calculated without without just using with using pointers. So you all can see that pointers are very useful. I just recollect the code for y'all. Mm, so yeah, this is the code. So what I have done is this initializations. You all can do this, the initialization, this initialization later. It's not needed in the first, but you have to just initialize void, keep that empty bracket. Then the main loop. So I've just kept initialize some values for the passing on values based on each within the each requirements for the each shape. Anyway, another variables initialized to get me the results. So then I asked some user input over here, then over here the circle. So based on the initializing above the circle, I passed on the value of the radius and an address. Why I passed on address to work with functions, not function, work with pointers. I passed on the address. I didn't pass any value because the result circle doesn't have any value. If I would have initialized a value to it, the value would have changed because pointer would have changed its value. Then I passed on way many more two addresses over here based on each shape, and I just printed to show me. And over here the main thing which is there is a little function for over here where the function parameter has a float r and a float array. The float array, not array, sorry, a float area, which is a pointer. You can see it's a pointer. So uh, the pass on. So this pass on, sorry, this pass on is considered as a pointer over here because I have initialized it as pointer in the parameter in the parameter and the pointer array, the pointer of area is equal to the 3 pi r square. So we calculated then you were the same thing but now also initialize in pointer which is an area. So I had also passed the address over here and so the same thing which I've repeated just declared an point over here where I have passed the address. You cannot play with that with unless and until you complete pass the address. So let's see what if I remove the and over there. So let's see. Even I'm curious what will happen. See, you're getting an error over here which says error compatible type of argument three of try where try the result that is a float. Note that float pointer but the argument of type is a float. So it does ask indirectly it asks you for an address to work with pointers. So yeah, that is the code. So yeah, that is the code. Let's move on to one more code. So now I will do a palindrome, using pointers and just the same logic, the same thing. Okay, just have to not a palindrome or such kind of thing, but yeah, factorial. I can do a factorial. I'll do a factorial. I'll show you. Palindrome is a little bit tricky for us because I can do that, but I won't understand the future. I'm saving it for the future programs I'm gonna solve. So yeah, so this is a tutorial using pointers and functions. So now the same thing. I ask for a number, display the result. Yeah, that's it. I won't use an int over here because it would be a small, for factorial. Int is not the uh, data type which we use. We mostly use a long or a long. So I will use a long for now. Yeah, I'll use a long. Uh, so now I will ask for the I'll ask for the user input. So she'll print it. Uh, is the in now enter number. Let's say not any number. I'll also declare it that we are doing um, we're doing factorial. Let's scan then and over here initialize it and so now I got the n which the user will choose, not me. So it could be a random number. So yeah, now I have to initialize another, you know, I'll initialize a void. I'm using a void because when I a void doesn't need to return anything, whereas a int function or a float or any other data type function, it does need to return a specific thing. Whereas in void, you don't have to return anything. So yeah, let me just pack. This is the space for that. I will just pack it. If packing some things for for a trip, it's like that. I'm packing some things in that pack. I will have an number and an address of my other variable, which will be a result. So it's the same thing I'm repeating. So now let's bring that packet to another, another location. So the packet will, open up. So like if you pack something for a trip, you have your clothes, your your clothing, then your shoes, glasses, your perfumes, your money, your passports. So yeah, it's like that. So now, when you land to the other your destination, you open up that you open up that suit your package, which is suitcase by the name. Like if the suitcase has any brands, it will open. You'll know that it's your suitcase. So based on that, I'll open a suitcase. Okay, so I have opened the suitcase. Now I will just shuffle things around. So over here now I have initialized and every date that I've done considered as an and over here I will have a pointer. I have an address now. We'll work with an address. So I'll say a result. I'll say a result. Now I will work with that. So the result, I'll use a follow for that. Okay, I have to initialize something which will be uh factorial, which will be equal to 1. I will the follow, which will be int I is equal to the n. So I'm starting from the backwards. If you can start from the front. I have no problem. I greater or equal to 1. I minus minus. So yeah, this is the third. Now fact, uh, whatever the I will be like a 7, 6, 5, 4, it will get multiplied to factorial. Factorial is 1. Wow, so if I is 1, factorial is 1 multiplied by 1 is 1, and I is 2. 1 multiplied by 2 is 2, then 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, 6 multiplied by 4 is 24, 24 multiplied by 5 is basically, wait, let me calculate, uh, this is somewhere around 120, I guess. So yeah, it's 124. Like that, it will go on moving, so that I don't have to read. Then I'll assign the factorial to the result, which will be result is equal to factorial. Oh yeah, I'll just print will be factorial is equal to the percent d, and I will pass the result over here. Yeah, now it is correct. Have to pass on some values. I use an int for my int of pointer. You always have to, when you ever pass a pointer in a function, you always have to declare it over here, or else you would get an error. That's the basic thing. Just have to remember that you have to pass some value in the above code. Okay, so oh, okay, now okay, that was my mistake. I have used a long and I forgot to uh pass on the values. No problem. Compiler is always there to help us. So it should be an LD over here. I don't want to be a and it would be a long over here. This would be also a long. Uh, yeah, this should be correct, and it should be also a long. And yeah, this should be also long. And also this also long. Okay, yeah. Okay, this doesn't look good. Um, so after the slash, slash, also. Yeah, done. So I'll say, which number do I want? I'll say 5, it should give me 120. So yeah, that's it. Software is also working, guys. Now, uh, now we'll focus. I'll take a 5 minutes break. You know, I'll also chill a little bit. Yeah, let's start with some more programs using arrays. So now we'll move with some more programs. Don't worry, I'll gradually, increase problems. Gradually help you. Don't worry about that. So I'll explain you all what what a pointers in array. To be, able to see what pointers have got to do with the array. So for I'll write a code, I'll write a code for that. So I'll explain every, an array, every value which is in it, the value, let's say an array which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So every block of that array has a memory address, including the whole array, it has its own memory address. So as I'll explain you all, wait a minute, I'll write a code. Hmm, stack, okay. So I have an array, like, and so I have an array of 5, which has values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I have an array of value 5. Okay, so now I will use a for loop. The for loop, range I is equal to 0. I less than the 5. I plus plus, and you know print the uh print the percent p of I. Okay, not array of I. So yeah, it should work, I guess. Token. Okay, wait. Think so the initialization was wrong. I better use the classic way. Yeah, done. Mm, yeah. What error does show is that in function main error expected a comma or before okay, before a follow. I is undeclared. So initialize over here. Um, mm, yeah, guys, include only once for each function it appears in. For int I is equals to 0, it's correct. Why is it showing an arrow in main function? Any error in main? Is that include stdio dot type in the main? Oh, okay. Got the arrow here. It shows up. Oh, the big again. Person key expects an argument type void. Uh, mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. So, okay, let me. I think so. It should be like that. Void or something like that. Uh, forgot it. Void something. Void. Void or something. But I don't wanna. I want to print that address, right? We just have to use this string void. I think so. It work. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's see it clear. No. Which one have that? And I say slash n and slash n. It should work now. Okay, I use slash n over here also. Okay. So yes, you can see that this is the address of 0, which is 70, and the address of 1, which is 74 in the end, it's a 70. So each value has 4 bytes. Then it will increase by 4 bytes, increase another 4 bytes, that is 7. See, these are hexadecimals. So from here, it jumped from 80. So yes, these are the addresses for the array, and here and each and the two, I can even show you the full array has a you know a pointer. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna solve program of addition of the full array, subtraction of the full array, and the multiplication of full array and the yeah, full multiplication. That's it. So I'm gonna use pointers for that. Uh, passing the addresses. So yeah, let's start. So yeah, let's start of two. First, let's sum, subtraction, and multiplication using pointers. So yeah, let's go. I'm gonna initialize an array which will be of size 10. I'm gonna initialize value which will be simple values 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. So that's it. It's good now. I've initialized an array. Now I'm gonna check that I want to see the address of array, which will be uh, percent p and the array. Yeah, let's check the first address of that. Oh, it didn't compile it. Okay, as you can see, the address of that is over here. Uh, this is the address of that array. So, and it does contain other inside values in it. So they will also have. I won't drop this because it would be very useful to understand. Now, for now, let's add that. So I'm gonna initialize a pointer which will be PTR. Or you can name it pointer and name it. Okay, I'll name it an X. So for an X is equal to the address of that array. So I have that address of that array. Now I'm gonna, you know, start adding up things for using a for loop. And I is equal to 1. I less than the 10. I less, which will be which will be the using the pointer. So it would be pointer x plus or equals. Oh, I can use another container and I can assign it to it. So I can initialize another container which would be an add. Yeah, I just add plus or equal plus or equals I. So the pointer x is equal to the I. So I'm just gonna print the x pointer x. So it will be. I'm gonna print the array now. Not the array. Wait. I'm gonna print the. Let's see. The sum is equal to the version b, which is and x. Okay, didn't initialize I. Uh, oh, I'm printing that address using an int. It's an blunder. Okay, sorry for my bad thing. I have to print the pointer thing. Let me check the code. So I have to let initialize this as 0. Okay, there it is. Just fix it up so it's an array of 5. And Well, let's keep this. Can't I just remove this? Make it pointer X because pointer is holding that the address. So pointer is holding an address, so it will hold these values. But if I assign a value to it, it will remember that value. Just have to you know print that value of that. Uh, X is equal to array arrow is equal and array. Assigning an info incompatible pointer type. Okay, I have to initialize something like that at the back. To initialize the back the number of that array, I think so. Not just the thing. Okay. My stack. Okay, address of that. Okay. My stack smashing detected. Terminated about code dump. Oh, so breaks and rules. Right over here. And wrong thing. Any calendar makes me be a point of case. Uh, is wrong. It's leading to virus. Um, so basically, I can't, I think so. Basically, if you think about can a pointer, but I've just read a dog that it says pointer cannot hold an array, but it can hold his address. So I'm totally wrong over here. As per my logic, I'm totally wrong over here. And I'm in joking. Sorry guys for that. Even haven't knew about that. I thought it would have hold an array. But it happens, guys. It happens. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you're not the best. Sometimes you have to learn some things. Now I will forever remember that. And pointer cannot hold an array, but it can hold its address. But now the sum is 55. It's correct. Now I was thinking that what if I give an address of an array and then call up its values. Can I do that? Let me Google it out. So let's do that. If it can happen, if it is possible, we can do it. Uh, Google, I just Googled it out, and it says yes. So let's start. Let me remove this first. So yeah, let's start. So I'll assign a array which has 10 values. It will be okay. Sorry, which will be of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10. Then I'll assign a pointer which will be pointer z is equal to the array, address of the array. So now I'll use a for loop and I equal 0, I less than the 10, I plus plus. Okay, I plus plus. So here I'll just print each number with printf. Here so fill in the first the percent d. Okay, so using a slash n and hold up initialize. I can't initialize that. And initial percent z. So like percent z will hold a value And a review the same old errors initializing of incompatible with the pointer type. Mm, uh, the so what's that? Yeah, okay. Assign the values also. Okay, no, not that. That's not. Alright, let me check this. So that could be. I don't remember. I'm passing the address of that. Why? Wait. Why do I need an address over there? Do I need an address over there? No, it's not working. Oh, oh, wait, wait. Uh, Well, finally, it's working. I struggled a lot on this phone, but mentally I was cooked. Okay, so I passed on the variable. I didn't pass on the address because I don't want the address. Then I just printed it using the pointer. So the first I've created the array then of 10 integers. So the memory was like, uh, sorry, the index was like 0 till 9. Then I created a pointer which was pointer z is equal to the array. So you all might be thinking why I didn't used the uh, address of array means the end array. Uh, because array, the name of the array is the address of the index of one, then all this. So that's why I didn't use and over here. And I used for loop and I printed the pointer. So I might be thinking why need of z plus plus. So to increment z because z is still in the initial position which is 1. So I have to increase it till 10. So yeah, this is the code for that. Now we'll solve another code. So guys, I have to end the stream today till here. Okay, so whatever I've done today, remember that all about pointers. So tomorrow we're gonna solve complex programs using that. So yeah, we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you for watching the stream. Uh, Thank you. Bye bye.